Welcome to the Champagne Way,
a podcast devoted to living every day like a celebration.
Thanks for joining in. It's episode 14, y'all.
Woohoo! Episode 14. All right. What are we drinking today, guys?
So we are actually drinking Kirkland's. It's a Prosecco from Italy.
Ooh.
And we actually featured this at our Champagne Friday event last week.
Oh, yes.
And the great thing about this is that you can get it at Costco.
Ooh. So if you're a frugal drinker, but it's also quite delicious.
Or if you have to buy a lot of champagne.
Like we did.
Yes. And it's really good. And it mixes well with juices. Because I don't feel like every champagne actually does that.
No.
It did mix very well.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's purple.
how many cases did we buy?
2.
2 cases.
We did.
And 12 bottles in a case?
Yeah.
Yeah. And guess what else? We're also featuring some essential oils in our cups this week as well, right?
Yes, we are. These are from our listener, Layla, down in Florida. She came to visit recently, and she brought us several different essential oils to try. So in my cup, I am drinking the Citrus Fresh essential oil, which is definitely citrusy. It's kind of got like an orange, tangerine, lemon, kind of all thrown in taste. And I put 2 drops. I attempted 1, but 2 fell in. And it was a full glass of champagne. And it alters the taste just ever so slightly to make it a citrus flavored champagne. And it's delicious.
Yeah, I like mine too. Mine is grapefruit.
What's in yours, Jess?
I just put in some lime, and it is, because I'm always on the lookout for if I'm going to use this for baking or anything in the future as well. But yeah, 2 drops spilled into my full glass of champagne, and it is delicious and very refreshing.
It's like, I feel like it's just a nice addition. She told me about it, and I was kind of wondering if this was going to be good or if this was going to be like, it's going to ruin a glass of champagne. I mean, that thought crosses my mind when you're going to add
Mine
something.
too. I was still going to drink it though.
But yeah, of course.
Duh.
But
I have an idea.
you
Let's swap spit.
let's totally do that.
Okay,
I want to try
we're gonna-
yours.
all right, let's
all go to the left.
left.
So
Left.
I'm getting Jess's.
Okay.
Lindsay's getting mine.
All right. I got the grapefruit. Here I go.
All right.
Ooh, it's like I had some champagne fresca.
Trying the lime. Oh, wow. That is, as you said, very refreshing.
Yeah.
I'm trying the citrus. It's like champagne and lemonade.
This kind of tastes like if you were to take like a Sprite and a champagne and mix them together.
Right.
And I'm kind of digging on it.
Right.
I could drink this like all day, especially out on a boat or something.
Right.
Man.
Right.
All right.
Okay,
Swap
we're switching
spit,
again.
Swap again. If only Layla could see this right now. She'd be so proud.
Ooh, and it smells so good. Oh my God, the citrus smells amazing, everyone.
I didn't even smell it, actually. I think that's my allergies. I didn't even think to.
That kind of tastes like a Corona.
Oh my God, the citrus. Oh, forget juices. I just want to put this in my champagne from now on. Yes, the citrus. Oh.
Right, and it doesn't dilute.
No, it doesn't dilute at all. Like the citrus, winter chicken champagne dinner.
Citrus. The grapefruit's pretty good, too. That's a nice and light refreshing. If you still want more of the champagne and less of the flavoring, but like
I put 1 drop.
a little bit of something, that's
Okay,
probably the difference.
yeah.
You put 1 drop.
You put
I
1.
tried doing 1 drop, 2.
Yeah, 2
go in.
just fell right on in.
I use essential oil, so I'm kind of like a pro, guys.
Oh,
kinda
okay.
like
Okay.
So these come from the Young Living collection, and always double check that your essential oils that you are trying are edible.
Yes.
Because some are not. So always check that. But there's multiple types out there. There's Young Living. There's doTERRA. But yeah, apparently this is a thing. I tried it in water recently when Layla was in town. But this is the first time trying it in champagne, and it's delicious.
Yeah.
So good.
Thanks, Layla.
Super surprised. So thanks, Layla. If anyone else out there wants us to try something just kind of random, bizarre, or just delicious, because we'll take any of those,
We'll try anything 3 times.
at least.
Yeah. I mean, and this is great for the summer, I feel like. It's just kind of a nice, light alternative to, we're always down with some juice, but this is nice and different.
I'm not down with juice.
This is
Okay.
less calories than juice.
Yeah.
As well as it's not adding a syrup to it
Right,
as well.
it's kinda
so I kind
nice.
of feel like this is a
And
a
it doesn't
special little
take
treat.
up too much of my glass.
That's another thing. It's not taking up real estate in the glass.
That is right.
Yeah, if you're going to do a mixer, you usually have to, like a mimosa. I feel like I get the flavor kind of a mimosa with the citrus fresh, but without having to add half a glass of orange juice.
That's right.
And diluting my champagne.
Well, thanks,
My-
Layla.
Thanks, Layla. Our new
Cheers to
trend.
you.
Yeah, cheers to you,
Cheers.
girl.
So, we've got a couple of champagne shout outs this week. Our biggest one goes towards Jess, our co
Oh, going to the
So-
chapel and we're gonna get married.
Hey, friends.
I think Lindsay's been waiting to sing that since we found out, because we were obviously speculating on previous episodes that we were like assuming that you were going off on this amazing vacation, and clearly you would have to get engaged on this vacation, or else we were going to have to hunt down your boyfriend and find out what was wrong with him.
Yeah.
I mean, he might have gone missing had he not proposed to you on this trip, and I'm really glad he did, because, you know,
I mean, you guys, my coworkers, everyone thought it was going to happen on this trip. I didn't think it was. So it happened. Yay. I'm really happy.
And we're going to have to talk about exactly how it happened later on in the episode.
Yeah.
So stay tuned, guys.
Yeah, I'm going to spill all the deets in just a bit.
but for now, champagne shout out. Congratulations, Jess.
Yes.
We're super excited
Thank
for you.
you.
We also cannot wait to hear the story.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, guys. So we had our first event.
Yes, and we also want to give a champagne shout out to all our performers too, right?
Yes. So our performers were Lucy Scholl, Mallory Johnson, and Brittany Monroe, and they killed it. It was so good. I mean, fantastic performers, fantastic songwriters, fantastic vocalists. I can't say enough about how amazing they were. They were just fantastic. So cheers to them. Thank you again for participating on our event and for entertaining our fans of the podcast and our
Friends and everybody
our
that
family
came.
that came out. We just loved it, and we love you guys, and we can't say enough appreciation and gratitude for you guys and all you did for us.
Yes. And I loved the song about the vibrator.
You're going to hear about that in a minute when we recap the event.
Yes.
So, time to start on that. Champagne Friday.
Yep.
Let's talk about it. So let's first talk about the fact that Lindsay and I, we prepared for like the whole week before the event. We were working on merch and we were working on promoting it. And Jess was off in London.
Yep.
But Jess flew back
I
on
did.
Wednesday,
I did.
late in the night, barely
did.
Wednesday. And got right to work on cooking and
I
baking
did.
for this.
I
And
did.
baked all the way up until Friday afternoon.
I did. Literally, I looked at my watch and it was 3:15, 3:30 on Friday afternoon. And I was like, oh, hey, I need to go take a shower because, hey, everyone, I still hadn't put on a bra.
And we were all supposed to meet at 3:30.
Yeah.
So she baked all the way up to the last minute. So what are the things that you baked for this event?
Okay, so I baked champagne truffles. So that was like an assortment of different chocolates. I baked little strawberry champagne cheesecakes. So, I mean, like little cheesecakes, and they had this little whipped strawberry topping that had like the strawberry champagne preserves. So, all this had champagne in there. I baked these French vanilla champagne cookies with a Chambord frosting. Okay.
Those were the highlight of that dessert table.
I had an orgasm when I ate that.
Did you?
It was like just, it melted in your mouth. It was so good. Every person that walked in, I was like, eat one of those. Eat one of those right now.
Okay, so
I said they're horrible because I wanted to eat them all.
also look, so I like kept them, I like baked them probably a little bit not long enough, and so they probably could have, you folded them up like a taco, really. And then like the recipe called for like champagne buttercream, but I was like, look and listen, everyone. Like Chambord, which is a black raspberry liqueur, in case you're not aware, is one of my favorite things to put into a glass of champagne. It just goes so well with your champagne. And I was like, I have this whole bottle right here in my liquor cabinet. I'm just going to experiment and see how that rolls on top of the champagne cookie with the buttercream. And it did. I was like, and I tasted a little bit, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna roll with this.
It was so good.
Good. And so these were like my main like champagne treats.
They were all from the Jess's Drink and Thinking Cap.
This is all like dreamed up with Jess's Drink and Thinking Cap. And then I baked a couple of things just in case you had your fill of champagne. I don't think that's possible.
Nope.
But just in case you were a sober driver or in case you needed a little tiny break, I baked some homemade double chocolate chip cookies and some white chocolate red velvet cookies.
So good.
And then Trina also stepped in and made some like pretzel rods drizzled with chocolate, which I think were a nice like salty break in there.
They were just the opposite of every sweet thing out there. We were like, maybe we need one salty thing to like help break
Also
up.
had oyster crackers.
We did provide
Yes.
oyster crackers because let's face it, we're sitting here right now eating oyster crackers. 'Cause
Yes.
it's the staple on our show.
It's our staple.
It's for classy people. You guys just wouldn't get it.
I mean,
Come on,
duh.
guys.
So it was a lot of work in the kitchen. And I'm not going to lie, while I was standing there baking in my kitchen, I was also, I had like a couple of different bottles of champagne because, friends, I was not baking with the same bottle of champagne, okay? I like had different bottles of champagne going because that's how we roll here. That's how Jess's Drink and Thinking Cap rolls. So I was like drinking glasses of champagne while I was baking because that's how I am.
So cheers to Jess right here
Yeah.
for this because she got off a plane, went home, drank champagne, and just baked. All for that event.
But it was
I
so
reap
fun.
the rewards. Seriously, best orgasm I've ever had. Besides my husband, of course.
I mean, duh. I mean,
course.
duh. But it was so fun. Jess's Drink and Thinking Cap would do it all day long. Love it.
So if you missed that event, you definitely need to go next time if you want to try any of the specialty treats from Jess's Drink and
I'm
Thinking
already
Cap.
thinking about the next event, what I'm going to bake.
So on to other parts of the event. Lindsey, you want to describe what was your impression of the singer-songwriter round? Like, have you ever been to one of those, or was this like a first time for you?
I think I've been to them before. It takes a lot to keep my attention. And so if I don't relate to a song or if I don't feel any emotion, then I like kind of walk away. And of course, you're not going to do that with every song. But there were some really amazing songs and amazing performers. Like, I don't know how all three of them don't have like a CD out right now.
Right? I mean, they were just that good.
Like, why aren't they on my radio? I want them on my radio.
I think that's my most frustrating thing here in Nashville sometimes is going out and seeing these songwriters that I'm like, why are we classifying you just as a songwriter even? Like, you're an artist. You are a true artist. You're talented. Like, that takes thought. That takes talent. That takes practice. And they were so good. And I had seen two of them before. Lucy was the only one I hadn't seen, and one of my friends that works at a publishing company referred her to us, and she was like the pleasant surprise in my mind because I'd never seen her before perform. I'd only heard her music on online from what they had sent me from the publishing company, and it was great to hear her live and see how enthusiastic she was. She was an entertainer. Brittany, I'd seen actually several times now, but it was funny. I met her years ago from a friend of mine. Had no idea that she was that amazing and she had that voice. And it was like a year after I'd met her, I think, I randomly was at a venue, heard someone singing, heard the voice first, definitely was like, oh my God, who is that? And turned and looked at the stage and was like, oh my God, I know her. So that was kind of like, holy crap, I know that person singing with that voice. And ever since then, I've like followed like her singer-songwriter shows and like paid attention to like go out and support because she sounds so great. Her writing is just so great. It's one of those where I'm like, I've followed her for years and I'm just surprised she doesn't have a record deal because she's just that great. Mallory, I actually only recently met and saw her at a Canadian songwriter round at City Winery, and she was just hilarious. She's got some witty lyrics, and she just put out an EP, so if you're listening, you should definitely go out and find her, Mallory Johnson. She's just released it. And if you want to hear the song that Lindsey has referenced already, and I think she's referring to as the vibrator song.
Yeah.
But it is also called like something about a rabbit. I can't remember.
Bunnies.
Bunnies. What bunnies can do.
What bunnies can do.
That is on the EP. So look up Mallory Johnson.
I related most to Mallory's songs.
Any of them in particular besides the bunny one?
Karma's a Bitch.
That one was fantastic. I requested that one after I heard it the first time. It was so good. It was so, again, so witty and so well written.
Yes. And, the one thing I liked about Lucy is, take away her voice, take away all that, her style. She was so darn cute. Like, she's this blonde hair with this little handkerchief.
Like a little fashion.
Yeah, she's like a little fashionista.
She was a little
And then, like, it's not fair that you get that and an amazing voice.
And the talent to play the guitar. All three of these women got up there and played guitar, wrote the songs, and sang them.
Like, how crazy. Like, these three women were fierce.
Yeah.
Just the fiercest. So great.
Hashtag boss babes.
Hashtag boss babes. That's it right there. Be sure to look at our social media, especially on Instagram. We've tagged them in all of our posts about Champagne Friday. So go look at them online. Follow them on their Instagrams. Follow them on Facebook. Go check out their music on all of their websites. Go buy their albums if they have them out there. I mean, and also Brittany, she just started a Kickstarter, I believe, for her next recording project. So, if you liked any of her music, if you were able to tune in, we'll post that on our page. Go out there, support it. She was just fantastic, and I can't wait to see what she records. And
support people and their dreams, guys.
That's right.
Yeah.
Support people, their dreams, and us and our champagne-filled dreams.
Yep.
Yes.
All of that. As a reminder, this event was a fundraiser for our podcast. So these people that we're talking about, that we're praising, got up there and sang for us and performed at this event for no money. The money that was raised for this went strictly to the podcast to recoup some of our recording costs and also pay for us to take the trip that we're planning to go down to the Food and Wine Festival at Epcot so that we can talk about more champagne things on our podcast.
Yeah.
So, we appreciate the support. We always appreciate if anyone wants to donate anything to us. We definitely appreciate them for donating their talents and their time. We appreciate helping our music evolve, for donating the space to us. And
it's a really
us use
cool
that.
space.
And we're going to do another event in August for this exact same reason.
Yep.
We believe it'll be August 24th, but don't hold us to that because things change. But as of right now, it is going to be Champagne Friday, August 24th. And we'll stay tuned to hear about what else we can bring to you. Also, if you missed our last Champagne Friday, the live video is on our Facebook page. So go check out our Facebook, search for The Champagne Way. It's in there. Check out, I think there's actually 2 live videos of the performers. Check those out. They were so great. Even if you missed it, even if you don't live near us, go look, go listen, make sure you like it, and of course follow those 3 talented, amazing singer-songwriters.
And thanks to everyone who came. We had a really good time.
Yeah. Well, all of the people who came out and supported us. So I think we need to do a champagne shout out to them. Like, we had the best audience. I forget sometimes to thank the audience and like the people who participated in by just showing up. But those people were awesome. They were awestruck by the performance. They hung out afterwards. They were so complimentary of the food. They tested out the bubbly bar, which was a huge hit. Which, speaking of that, we had fresh frozen raspberries, frozen grapes. We had amaretto, orange juice, peach juice, and I think a cranberry blackberry juice. All of those. People were experimenting with all of it. We had gummy bears because, let's face it, we love the gummy bears and champagne.
That's my favorite.
And it was a hit.
Yeah.
I mean, so if you are able to be here for the next one, you should be here for the next one.
Yes. It was great. I mean, we kind of threw this event and we're like, will anybody even show up? And it was amazing. So I can't wait for the next one.
Yeah. I'm so excited.
And maybe we'll even do a live podcast at one of them.
That's right.
Yeah. So if you want to see us drink some bubbly and get a little tipsy and talk about stuff live, stay tuned.
You might have your chance.
Okay, guys.
Yeah.
We're going to the chapel and we're gonna get married. Going to the chapel and we're gonna get married.
Gee, I really love you and Jess is gonna get married.
Oh, I was just going along with being serenaded. I really was enjoying this.
So
we want to hear. We haven't heard yet because we made you keep it
Jess
secret.
is getting married.
Yes, so everyone that is listening, I saw Trina and Lindsey at our event on Friday.
It's been almost a week, guys.
We were busy, but there were moments when I could have spilled the beans and told them how everything went down. But they said no. They said they wanted to know how everything went down on the podcast so that their reactions could be live.
Say on the podcast again.
On the podcast.
It's also Jess's birthday, and so we're having some extra champagne.
I did not drive. I made my fiance, which is weird now. I keep
You have to say fiance. That's crazy.
I keep messing up and saying boyfriend.
He's been upgraded.
He's been upgraded. I made my fiance drive me so that I can have a little extra champagne on my birthday while we record.
So yeah, she's had the opportunity to tell us like a couple of times now.
Yes.
And we basically have been like, no, we want to hear it on the podcast. We want our original reactions recorded. And also so that you can kind of like participate along with us, because this is your first time as a listener hearing Jess's amazing trip and her engagement.
So y'all are lucky.
Jess, take it away.
Okay. Hi, friends. So let me just lay it down. So Trina and Lindsey, my coworkers, many people thought this was going down on this trip. I was not one of them.
Can I just say, like the day before it happened,
Yes.
Trina and I were working on some stuff for the event. And I said, Trina, do you think Jess is engaged yet? She's like, oh, probably. And then the next day you texted us.
Friends, I would have.
That like legit happened too. And then she texted me and was like, it happened!
No, I would have let people know. No, you would have known. So I didn't think it was going to happen on this trip. It did. Surprise. Color me shocked. I was shocked. Okay. This is how it went down. Let me start from the beginning. He went like on Memorial Day, or not Memorial Day. He went the Friday before Memorial Day and picked out the ring. Got the ring then. And then he went and picked it up the Saturday before our trip. And then he went and asked my dad permission, / basically was like, I'm going to propose to your daughter, when my dad picked us up for the airport at like 5 a.m. to take us for our trip.
So he asked him then?
He meant to ask it before, but like things got really busy and whatever.
So wait, so how did this happen before without you noticing it? I'm like,
because my dad picked us up for the airport early. I was still like getting ready, and Will like took the luggage out to my dad's car. And I guess it just went down like, hi, I really love your daughter. I'm going to propose on this trip if that's cool with you.
Okay, so how did you feel about that? Because I know you're very independent.
I didn't mind because I kind of always assumed he was going to let my parents know ahead of time.
Okay.
He kind of always told me that's how I was going to roll. And I was like, okay, that's fine.
I always kind of look at it as ask for the blessing, not necessarily the permission.
No, I didn't want either one.
We're out of the age of requiring a permission, but a blessing from the family.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's nice, just considering, because if you're going to say that's like an outdated thing, then you might as well outdate the entire engagement process altogether, because it's totally in the man's hands.
I didn't want it because my family would have called me immediately and tell me.
Oh, that makes sense then. Yeah.
Well, see, no, my parents wouldn't have done that. But here, you're talking about independent. Here's how independent my dad knows I am. My dad did not shake his hand or congratulate him.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's pretty progressive.
I mean, my dad pretty much knew I was going to say yes, but he wasn't going to do that.
Leaving it up to your decision at that point, not congratulating or
yes
in advance, because you still clearly get the opportunity to be asked. I think that's quite progressive.
Yes.
Even like of your parents, of will to understand that and accept that, and then also just of you being communicative, I guess is the right word for it, with your parents.
So this happened, but this happened all literally at like 5 something in the morning before we were going to go to the airport on June 14th to go to New York City on our trip. I was in the house getting ready Will was just taking the luggage out to my dad's car. I had no idea this was going on, but that's when my dad told me later that he was like, Will told me this. I was like, okay, great. But like my dad didn't shake his hand or say congratulations or anything yet.
Way to go, Dad.
Yeah, way to go. I think my dad, or Marshall, my husband, he never asked my dad permission or asked for blessing or anything like that. But I also am pretty sure that he bought the ring like 2 days, maybe 24 hours or less before the engagement and the proposal happened. So it was like all kind of whirlwind as far as like from the purchase of the ring to the engagement. And it was on New Year's Eve. So it's like he had a small window of making it happen.
Right.
If it was going to be on New Year's Eve.
Right.
So,
well, I mean, so there you go.
There you go. There you go.
There you go.
But I mean, I think it's still just such a, I commend your dad for that. Yeah.
So when we went on our trip, the only people that knew this was going down were my parents and my best friend, Lindsey, who lives in Florida.
Did his parents know?
Nope.
No?
Would they have spilled the beans?
I just think he just wasn't going to tell him.
I kind of think that's awesome that like it was just a surprise to so many people.
Yeah. So, I mean, his mom had been asking him, when are you going to do it? When are you going to do it?
I remember you telling us about that.
Yeah.
And now, so the best friend, like Lizzie was...
Lindsey. My best friend, Lindsey.
Lindsey. Sorry.
Yeah,
Beautiful name, by the way.
The best friend,
My
Lindsey.
best friend, Lindsey, yeah.
So was that kind of like, did she help him
Yes.
with describing the perfect ring?
Yes, exactly.
Oh, well, I think that's so sweet when the guy asks around. If he doesn't already know,
Yeah.
you know, when they ask around and find out from like the best friend.
So-
instead of just guessing.
Yeah, exactly. So because I didn't want to go ring shopping with him, so I kind of told her like over a year ago, kind of like what I was interested in. So he went to her and asked, and then she had also kind of told him kind of some of my Pinterest boards. I have a Pinterest board called Just in Case. And it's my wedding board, but there's not really a lot on there because I'm not really down with the wedding. But I have a couple of rings on there. So he kind of looked at that, kind of took what Lindsey had told him, and then also took what he knew about me. He knew he knows me, knows I'm kind of down for a vintage ring. Took that to the jewelry store, and that's what he came up with.
That's awesome.
And he did wonderfully well.
All right, so let's get down to it. How did it happen?
Okay. So we're on. We went to New York on Thursday, got to London on Saturday, and then it happened on Monday. So we started the day at Westminster Abbey, had a lovely time at Westminster Abbey, and then went to the Tower of London. So we spent a long time at the Tower of London and ended our time at the Tower of London with the crown jewels. Little did I know, in just like 15 minutes, I'd have my own jewel on my hand.
Oh, nice turn there.
I know. So he's like, they closed the Tower of London. We're there till the end of the day. And he's like, let's go take a walk by the river. And like, I want to get some pictures like with the Tower Bridge in the background. And I'm like, okay, whatever. We like never take pictures together. And he's like, I want to get a picture together. And I was like, oh, he has this nice camera. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And he's like, let's just walk around until we like hear some people, like some American people, where we can ask them to like take a picture of us. And I was like, I'm like, la da da, like whatever. We've been sightseeing all day. I'm just like off, like kind of paying attention, but not real, like whatever, blah, blah. I'm just letting him do his thing. And I'm like, okay, literally, friends, no idea. Completely oblivious to what is happening. No clue. Don't have an inkling. So we're walking along, and he sees these like kind of like ladies in their early 40s with their kids sitting on a bench, and we kind of listen, and he's like, oh, okay. And so he kind of like has me stand by the wall, this wall by the river with the Tower Bridge, and kind of has me stand there and kind of frames me. And he's like, oh, this looks like it'd be a good picture. It's like 5:30ish in the evening. So like it's a nice day out, whatever, And he's like, this looks like a good spot. And I'm like, okay, sure, whatever. I'm just kind of standing around, looking around. I have my phone, but I haven't been on my phone very much. So I'm just looking around, looking at the scenery, the background. He goes over and talks to these ladies, I guess, to ask for the picture, but he's over there for a while. But I'm just la-di-da-di-da. Anyway, so he hands off his phone because I'm like, oh yeah, he doesn't want to give them the like big complicated camera for them to take pictures. And so he's over there and I'm like, well, they're a little bit older. They might not know how to work this phone, whatever. What he's telling them at this moment is this is going to take a minute. I guess he's explaining that he's about to propose. So like, it's going to take a minute. So like, do this like at this moment. I'm about to like kneel down. So like, blah, blah. Okay, everyone. Here's where shit's about to happen. As he's giving them this camera, his mom texts him and he swipes the text to go away. When he swipes the text to go away, he messes with his camera. He doesn't realize this and he hands it back to the lady. True story. So he just hands it to this lady and she doesn't do anything with it. So he hands it to her. So he comes back over to me and I'm standing there oblivious, takes my hands and he says, hey babe. And I'm like, hey. And he's like, what do you say when we get back home we plan a wedding? And I'm like, what? I'm like, what? And then he pulls this box out of his hand, out of his pocket, and opens it. And it's this flat box, like it's made to travel. And it opens it up, and it like opens in this. Okay, you're gonna laugh, Lindsey. You're really gonna laugh at this. It like opens, and the way it is, I'm sorry, it looks like a vagina.
Is it supposed to look like a flower opening?
It's just the way it's just the way the travel thing is, I think, because it's made to like it's he bought it especially on Amazon. It's like a special like engagement ring travel box. The way the ring sits in it, it kind of the way it opens and stuff, it looks like a vagina.
So did you think for a minute it was going to be like a cock ring?
Or just like, did you think clearly he's talking about an engagement ring, but what is he giving you? What does he think you want?
I wasn't even thinking. He just like opens it and I mean,
you're like vagina.
I wasn't even thinking like that. He just I thought about it later. But within that minute I was just like, what is happening? And he opens it and pulls out the ring and I'm like, wait, what? And then he kneels down really quickly and then he's like, will you marry me? And I'm like, the words out of my mouth, what do you think they are? Is this happening right now?
I feel like no one really actually says yes right off the bat.
Said yes.
I couldn't get words out of my mouth and I mostly almost spit champagne all over Marshall, which we talked about on our last episode or whatever, or not last episode, a previous episode.
Yeah.
And then later on someone said, well, what did you say? And I said, I haven't answered yet. So
yeah, well, right.
It's common.
I mean, so then once I got over my shock because I was in shock that because everybody said it's going to happen in a trip, and I was like, no, it's not, because I didn't think he'd want to deal with keeping up with the ring that whole time. But he
had vagina box.
Well, and he had like put it in his carry-on, and then he'd put it in his shorts the night before that he was going to wear the next day when I was in the shower the night before. He had it all planned out.
Oh,
yeah, like he had
that forethought. It's
right,
so nice.
Right. But so of course I like said yes and pulled him up and we like did this nice romantic kiss. It was just a very simple like proposal and everything. So then he goes back over to these ladies who are supposed to be taking this picture and whatever. They didn't get the picture because that text when his mom came in, when his mom texted and he had swiped it. So then we had to do a picture recreation.
So I feel like this is where the war with the mother-in-law will start.
I was literally just thinking that same thing.
No, listen. So no, listen. So I've already talked to her. She apologized last night to me through text for messing with our picture.
Oh, timing is everything. She probably was so waiting on pins and needles. So that probably says a lot about her.
No, it's horrible. This is the text that she sent him. His grandfather was in the hospital.
Oh, no. Oh, no. That's even like worse.
Oh.
She felt so bad because then we texted everybody later and we are like, this just happened. And he like texted her a picture of me like this, and she like screamed in the hospital room, and the nurse like thought something had happened.
Oh no. That's like a very, like an interwoven story into another story right there. That's crazy.
Oh, no, it's like hilarious now.
That's so...
she just is,
funny story going back.
Yeah, she's just like really, she's like, oh my God, I'm so then he told her when he went into the hospital last Friday to see his grandfather, and she's like, his mom is like, why don't you have a picture of that moment? And he was like, well, funny story. Somebody texted right when it was happening. She's like, oh my God, who texted you? And he was like, you did. And she was like,
oh my God.
Yeah, basically.
Bless it.
Oh, well.
So yeah, it was great. Like, it was a great background. It was like a kind of like private moment, and it was great.
Your story was actually, in the picture you posted, was really sweet.
It
still,
was.
So
Yeah.
I think that's, things like that happen, and you wouldn't have something funny
Yeah,
to kind of laugh about.
it's like kind of funny.
Which is kind of perfect and fitting for you too.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
would just like to point out something.
Yes.
So originally, this trip was for a baby moon, and he proposed with a vagina box. So I just want to like let that sink in.
Lindsay
Okay.
just wants you to have a baby.
Lindsay's just ready for me. Are you just ready for Rory to have a playmate?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
You know, if you buy me one, you know, there we go.
I have to buy everybody babies. Just get hopped up like everyone
They're
else.
expensive.
okay.
Still
Wow.
one.
And then anyway, so that happened, and then we were gonna go celebrate at Harrods that night. But
Harrods?
Harrods is the gigantic fancy department store. Which like they have like all kinds of shopping, like every level of shopping you could think of. They're very expensive shopping. They have a food hall. We were gonna go have like oysters and champagne that night, but it was kind of late, so we just had really delicious, authentic Indian food.
Gross.
No.
Oh, no, that
girl,
sounds
it was
delicious.
So good. No, it was so good.
Clearly, Lindsay has an opinion about Indian food.
Girl, what are you gonna do in
have to-
Epcot? What are you gonna do? In
Not
Epcot?
eat Indian food.
I mean, there are like all the other countries.
Okay, but it was
But-
so good. So we saved Harrods for our last night there, and we had like oysters, and we had half a bottle of Harrods, like their house champagne, which was so good. It was just like a brute house champagne. And so anyway, the very nice man at the bar, it was just the two of us, and he asked us like, you know, how our trip had been, and we were like, oh, it's our last night. Like we saw this and this, and of course I was like flashing my ring, and I was like, oh, and this happened last night. And he went away for a little bit and then came back with 2 more glasses of champagne, a couple more oysters for us, and a spoonful of caviar each on the house.
I've never
awesome.
had caviar.
I hadn't
Neither have I.
either.
How was it?
It was delicious.
Wait. So that was the first time you had?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. See, I've never had it. And you know what? That right there is the probably only way I'd ever try it.
No, I would try it. I'll try anything 3
it
times.
was
3 times. That's her limit.
well, it was so good. It was just like such a nice like. So that was like our like nice like engagement oyster champagne experience, and it, like that man was so nice, and it was just like a good magical experience.
Every time you go on vacation back to London, you should be like, hey, so we got engaged and came here. And then every time on your anniversary, they'll give you stuff.
That's what I think.
I'm just saying that's just a wonderful
Well, because that
like thing to think about. in the
That's what I
future.
told the guy. I was like, we got engaged and then we wanted to come here and celebrate with champagne and oysters. That's what I told him. And so then he just like brought us more champagne and more oysters and then some caviar
Aw,
for free.
so nice.
It was so nice.
So I don't want to make this all about me.
Yes.
But you promised you were going to bring us back some stuff.
Okay, look, I did. So,
What'd you bring us?
okay, look.
Besides, you know, clearly we want to see your ring and all that.
Right.
You can't. It's too heavy. It's like on the floor.
I mean, look.
Is your hand really heavy now?
It is okay. Well, but I gotta get a ring guard for this ring. It's a little big, actually.
That happens sometimes.
It is. Although I love my ring.
Just
It
have
is
a baby
beautiful.
and then you won't be able to wear it
Well,
anymore.
we'll be sure to post a lovely picture of Jess and her engagement because we've been hiding it from you guys
Yes.
because we wanted to wait for this episode.
Right. So we'll post a picture with me and my ring holding some champagne.
Yes.
But look, well, the same night I was in Harrods drinking some champagne and showing off my sparkly. I was also right across from the food hall. There's the confectionery. And I knew when I was going to Harrods, they sell champagne truffles. And look, it's not the same kind of champagne truffles we might sell in the US of A. You have to be 18 or older to buy their champagne truffles. because they are legit champagne truffles.
Like legit. They
Legit.
have champagne, not champagne flavored like the U.S.
No. Which there's nothing wrong with the champagne flavor, but it's like baked in, like how
I mean, a little bit wrong. With that.
like how I baked in, like how I did the champagne the other night. It's like that, but like 10 times better because they have a legit like factory or whatever confectionery, I'm sure. So okay. Look, they're so excited. Okay, so I brought back dark Marc de Champagne truffles, milk Marc de Champagne truffles, and pink Marc de Champagne truffles for us to try. So what are we going to try? And
I think we should do milk first because I feel like it's going to be least favorite of mine.
okay, I'm sorry. And
Let's start with milk.
And these are Charbonnet et Walker. I'm bad with my French. Established in 1875.
Ooh.
So these seem fancy AF.
Oh, they're
Okay.
little balls. Trina, you want some balls?
Yes. Ooh,
Okay.
this looks delicious.
So do you bite into it or you eat it all?
I mean, you do you.
Okay.
So here we go.
Oh wow.
You taste champagne?
Oh my God, that melts in your mouth. That's good.
So delicious.
Oh, that was really good.
Yeah.
And that we expect to be the worst of the three. That's at a high
Not
bar.
the worst, but I
Not
feel
the
like
worst.
it would
That's
just
a harsh
taste like
word.
the plainest.
We're going to have to go with the pink next, I
Okay.
feel like.
Okay. I'm excited about this one.
That first one was just so good.
I
That it
know.
melts in your mouth.
I mean, it say they're pink. I'm gonna post we're gonna post some pictures. They're so pretty and pink and yum. And in case anybody's going to Harrods anytime soon, I got the box where you can try all three of these, and they come forward to a container, and they're 27 pounds each for a box.
27 pounds of sugar.
You can also order them online, but it's more fun to go to the confectionery counter.
Oh my God.
Oh my God! Before you even get into the center of it, the outside, just like the outside shell, that strawberry flavor.
Here's a sad day, friends. I can't recreate this. Justice Drinking Thinking Cap can't recreate this.
The bar is set too high.
Yeah, they have lots of money.
Oh my God! Like this, just you know what? You're right in the fact that if I were to describe this, rich, I would describe this as rich, and not like chocolate rich, sweet rich. Like this is strawberry rich. This is amazing. Strawberries and champagne with chocolate. That's what this tastes like in a truffle.
This is a rich people's dessert.
Yeah. Yep.
Guys, we need to get rich.
Yep.
We're working on it.
All right. Dark chocolate?
Oh my God. I can't get past the strawberry. That might be my favorite right now.
Cleanse your palate with champagne. I'm sorry, that I feel like that's the ultimate luxury. Cleanse your palate with champagne for your next champagne truffle
From Harrods.
from Harrods.
Yeah, this is just, oh my gosh. Let me stop before we take this last one and just say thank you, Jess.
You're welcome.
This is amazing.
You're welcome.
Lindsay's already ahead of us and eating it.
I couldn't wait.
She couldn't wait.
Delicious.
This is a good one to end on.
Oh my God, they taste so good.
Okay.
Worth every 27 pound.
I'm going to London.
Right? We need to go to London. Everyone needs to go to London.
I just want to go sit at Oyster Bar where I can have caviar, oysters, champagne, and chocolates.
right?
And at a department store.
Can we start that in Nashville? Do you think people would be like able to like understand the concept and love it as much as we do?
Yes.
I feel like that could be a thing. Also, the strawberry one,
Oh, right.
that right there, that was the best to me.
It was good.
I don't
It
know.
was
All of
really
them were
good.
amazing.
Yeah.
That one was really, I was unexpectedly.
That one. Holy moly.
I'm telling you, Harrods, that was like, it was unexpectedly such a, like, that man, it was so amazing. And then he, like, pointed out the confectionery counter. And I went over there, and then that lady gave me a free sample of, like, their, like, milk chocolate salted caramel truffle. And then I just, like, loaded up on truffles. Will and I spent 76 pounds on truffles.
I can see why now.
Do you understand why now?
That
We spent 76 pounds on truffles.
you said that earlier, and I was like, "Wow, that was a lot of money on truffles." Like, wow, but I can
Do you
totally
understand?
see why now. That's unlike any truffle I've ever tasted. Like that was
Yeah.
that. I mean that takes quality to a whole different level. It just seriously, like we need to post pictures of this online.
we're
if
gonna-
anyone goes to London, or if you ever have a very good truffle experience, send us the manufacturer's name.
Yep. So
Or
friends,
send us truffles.
we're
Or
gonna
just send us truffles.
We're gonna post these pictures. You can, I believe, buy these truffles online from Harrods. They are rather expensive, but if you just listen to the noises that came out of our mouths, they
worth
were
it.
really worth it.
Worth it.
Especially if even though you're probably not thinking it, the strawberry one.
That was the pink Marc de Champagne truffles.
Try that one. If you can only afford one because you have to have them shipped to the U.S., try that one. I think we can all agree on
Yeah,
that one.
that one was like very unique in flavor and really delicious.
Yep. Like you can try a chocolate truffle in a lot of places. They might not be as good as these chocolate truffles. I'll give you that much. But you can try a chocolate truffle in a lot of places.
Yeah.
I've never had like a strawberry chocolate truffle.
Strawberry champagne.
Strawberry champagne
Look,
chocolate truffle.
if you're looking for a luxurious chocolate experience, we recommend that one is what we're saying.
Yep.
Yes. Oh my God.
Well, cheers, Jess.
Thanks.
To getting
Thank
engaged
you.
and for bringing us a little treat.
Yeah, that was my how I wanted to celebrate my engagement with you guys on the podcast.
Yay! Well, we're super excited for you.
Thanks.
We have clearly decided that I will be the minister and Lindsay will be.
The flower girl.
Okay.
So those
Duh.
are our positions in your wedding. You're welcome.
Grand.
We're just like letting you know that.
Love it.
If it helps, I mean, maybe instead of throwing flowers, she can just throw like truffles or oyster crackers.
Oyster crackers.
That'll be cheaper. Let's go with oyster crackers.
Let's go with oyster crackers because also why waste truffles?
I mean, right. Just throw the oyster crackers in my mouth as I walk down the aisle.
I mean, she could be the ring bearer and the flower girl, so she could throw the oyster crackers and then maybe serve up your wedding ring on a truffle. So you could have that as we talked about unique
Or inside it. And you have to
or inside of it, but don't choke on
bite
it.
it to get it out.
But we have
Please.
talked about unique unity ceremonies. You could totally do a truffle unique ceremony.
Done.
I got you, girl.
Done. we're here for you to come up with all of the bizarre ideas that you may not want to try, but we're going to force you to try on the
That's
podcast.
fine. I appreciate it.
Can we live podcast your wedding? No,
I mean, sure.
that's negotiable.
That way, all the family and friends can take part.
Hey,
cheers.
We all know from my office you can live broadcast now. So there you go. Married on Facebook.
True.
That is a nice outdoor area.
There you go. It can happen.
All right, guys. So moving on, but actually kind of related.
Oh dear. Okay.
I'm excited for this.
Yeah. Can't wait.
Lindsay always comes to the table with some very interesting topics.
Okay, so I want to talk about the most sexist, ridiculous show on television right now.
Oh my God. What?
It is called The Proposal. It's on ABC, made from the people who do The Bachelor. Of
Whoa,
course.
don't know this.
No, but this is completely different.
I can only imagine what this is, considering it's called
Wait,
The Proposal.
Lindsay, if you think this is bad, then wait, that came out weird. Okay, but like I'm just saying, like the Bachelor, I've definitely watched that as a guilty pleasure.
Yeah.
But like if The Proposal is bad, okay, just tell me about it.
Okay, so it's one episode, like per person.
Okay.
So it's not like
Okay.
a season, one person finding love. So they find love in one episode.
Okay, so like the series is like episode after episode is a person finding love and proposing.
Yes. Here's how it starts. So they pick a person, male or female. So it's kind of sexist both ways.
Okay.
And they put them behind a blind. They can see out, but people can't see in.
Okay.
And so out comes, so the first episode was this guy who was a firefighter, and he actually lost his leg when he was like saving people, and he lived in like Seattle and blah, 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 blah. And so he was behind like this curtain, and he had a little TV back there. So it reminded me of like a Miss America pageant. So all these ladies, like there was like maybe 12, and they walk out and their little dresses, and the announcer's like, "Oh, Bethany from Chicago. She loves farm animals. Moo." Like,
Oh, my.
It was,
No.
I mean, it was better than that, but that's just kind of like what they would say.
Very pageant like it sounds
Yeah,
like.
very. And so they would like go out and strut, do turns, and then based off that, he would narrow it down to like 9 people.
I love how you can characterize an entire person in like a sentence or a couple
yeah.
of adjectives. And like the place that they're from, and that like explains enough about them and based off their licks, clearly.
Yep. And so then he narrows it down to 9. So then they come back in bathing suits.
Oh,
No.
And then they have to like tell something else about themselves. It's like, what do you think about children?
No,
Yeah.
they didn't say that, Lindsay.
Oh, yeah. And the one
No,
girl's like,
no.
I've actually lost relationships because I don't want children. So, of course, she was like,
No, that wasn't a question.
yes.
Oh my God.
So then he narrows it down from there. And then they come back in evening gowns. And then he gets to ask them each like an individualized question. And then he narrows it down to 3.
I'm afraid. Wait.
No, maybe 2.
Okay, but wait. I'm based on the name of the show. I'm really afraid of where this is about to go.
I know, right?
So then he narrows it down to 2. And so then he shows himself. And so they're like,
You're missing
whatever.
a leg.
Whatever. And, they're like, oh, yeah, I brought my dad with me, just in case he doesn't agree. Or I brought my dog with me. And so then they kind of have to, like, pitch a proposal to him, like, I will love you forever. And da-da-da-da-da-da.
What?
Yes. And then he picks who he wants to propose to, and he proposes to them. And then they're engaged.
What?
No.
And then the next episode, it's the lady doing all of it.
No. Is it the backup to the other proposal? Because if it gets it narrowed down to 2, does like the other girl who gets rejected get to do the proposal?
I don't
Or is
think
it
so.
different?
I think it's a
Okay, regardless. No. Hell no.
Ditto of what Trina just said.
None of that is okay.
I know.
This is why we have a ridiculously high divorce rate. Number 1. Number 2, that even shouldn't be number 1 because no numbers. No, all of this is just horribly wrong. This is not how you find love. You do not judge by the person's looks.
It was all by looks.
If I called my dad at any age, definitely not my age now, but clearly like even if I was in my 20s and I was like, hey dad, come on this show with me because I'm one of 50 contestants who might get to go home with this guy engaged, my dad would definitely haul me around back and probably shoot me and be like, what is wrong with you? No, this is not okay.
I feel like my mom would have been really excited because I got engaged so late in life, according to her.
According to her.
But even my husband, like when I watched The Bachelor stuff and he's like on his phone, not paying attention, he was like eyes on the show because we were like, what the heck?
It's a train wreck waiting to happen.
Yes.
There's statistical chance of like 2 people actually making it to the altar, let alone lasting more than, I don't even want to say 5 years or anything like that.
No, these people on the show, the men and women, they weren't like 19, 20.
Oh,
They were
my God.
mid 20s to probably late 30s, like all in between. There was a doctor on there. These people have like careers and educations and street smarts and whatever you can think of.
This is not how you find love, guys.
Wait.
Go to a networking convention. Like, just no.
Wait, so like I really feel like we need to talk to these people. Is this because they just want to be on reality TV? Is this like you say doctors and they feel like they don't have any other way to find a relationship? Like they don't even have time for online dating? Like what is their motive for participating in this?
Don't worry, guys. We're going to watch an episode. We're going to get together. We're going to watch a little episode or 2.
I don't want to give more to the ratings, but at the same time, I kind of want to watch the train wreck.
I'm intrigued, but like this is also why America's dumb.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh
This is
my
why
God.
other countries make fun of us.
Oh my God. Who thought of this show?
But who do we know we can put on the show?
I mean, I have a couple interns that I'd probably toss out there. Names in the hat. But also, I would not No, I'd scold them for doing it too.
I'm thinking it's a show that's going to be canceled soon. I can't imagine it's going to take off.
But I feel like it's too extreme.
I'm going to make you guys watch it just because.
I mean, I'm curious. I mean, this is a million times worse. At least like The Bachelor or The Bachelorette.
You have like at least like 8 or 9 weeks.
Yeah, at least you have to like build up to it. And then at least they don't make you get married right away or well, I mean, you do get proposed to, I guess, at the end.
Yeah.
But like, this is just God love.
I feel like it's like the rejects from The Bachelor, and they're like, "What can we do with all these people?"
Hey kids, this is how me and your mom met. We were on a TV show. I was behind a curtain, and she stood out enough. Yeah, that's it. I really liked her body in that bikini. You know, those look like birthing hips. What the hell, guys?
Yeah.
This is not how good lasting marriages or, you know, the real engagements that everyone deserves, like Jess just talked about. That's a surprising, real, true, honest engagement. Mm-hmm. This is not the dream that you have at one point. Even if you're not the person who fascinates about the day that you get engaged to or propose to or have something in your mind, this is not it.
Nope. When Jess goes to tell her grandkids how they got engaged, and be like, a long time ago, people used to get down on one knee when they knew each other for a while. And they'll be like, really? You didn't go on a show and find love in an hour?
Yeah. How dare you, Jess, for not going on a TV show and falling in love in an hour?
I know.
And getting proposed to.
I mean, that's not love.
You don't know the life of loveless marriage that you could have had. And your first husband, I mean, wow. He had to go off and marry someone else.
I know.
I mean, well, how ridiculous is that?
Anyway, check it out. Let us know what you think.
Yeah, I'm curious about the rest. Also, if you end up watching it, like we're probably going to, because Lindsey's going to make us. So you might find us live tweeting this.
So from one proposal extreme to the other.
Yep, you're welcome.
Oh, that was perfect, I think.
Wow.
Wow, you can't find anything more opposite than that.
It's just a drink and think a cap. So speaking of my trip, wasn't all engagement stuff. We actually had some fun trips to the grocery store when we were over in London to get all the Cadbury chocolate that we could fit into our suitcases. And of course, while I was there, I went into the baking aisles, and boy, did they have some fun treats there. They had some delicious Prosecco extract.
Ooh.
Yeah, friends.
Like vanilla.
Yeah, exactly, but it was Prosecco.
Even better.
I know. They also had some gin and tonic, which I'm excited to use. But you know I loaded up. Well, I didn't load up as much as I wished. But they had some Prosecco, which I used in some of our Champagne Friday treats.
That's why they were so yummy.
That's right. But I have in mind, I had some delicious scones while I was in the UK. And I already have in mind that I want to try to recreate some scones. But I want to soak the currants, which are used in British scones. I want to soak them in champagne and maybe use the Prosecco extract and maybe like create some champagne scones. So that's what I have in mind for just this drink and thinking cap, and just using some of that Prosecco extract that I picked up and just see what I can do with that and make some UK-based treats.
Yum, can't wait.
Yeah, so if you guys have any, if you been to the UK or know of any UK treats that you love, if you have anything you want me to try out, reach me at jess@thechampagneway.com.
All right, it's time for Drink About It. Why do you drink? Good or bad? Let us know. So, Trina, do we have any user submissions?
We got one drink about it from AJ, who just said her boss is the literal worst. I think we've all been there, guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think we can all drink to AJ about her boss being the worst. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't even need any more than that, because we've all had that moment.
Yes, we have.
Cheers, AJ.
Cheers, AJ. We feel you. I think everyone feels you. Bad bosses, they suck.
Yeah.
Cheers to good bosses.
Yep. Yes.
Lindsey, you got any drink about it?
Oh boy, can't wait.
So I had a little pregnancy scare, guys.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
Okay.
Wait,
so,
do we get another Rory?
No. No, we do not.
Okay.
So as you know, I just had a child.
Yeah.
Which means you're probably the most fertile you've ever been right now.
Right. But I got birth control as soon as I could after I had Rory. So, we definitely don't need another baby right now. One is enough.
I mean, how much are you paying for daycare?
A lot.
Let's drink about that. Cheers to daycare.
Yeah.
And so it's actually Trina's fault that I freaked out.
Wait, what?
Okay.
Oh.
So I had this dream that Trina was pregnant. So I'm telling her about it. And she's like, you know what that means? It means that you're pregnant. You ever having weird dreams? Because I was like, I had a dream you were pregnant. And then I had a dream I was running around in a pizza suit, throwing pepperonis at people. And she's like, yeah.
What?
You,
Go back to this dream.
This whole conversation. Anyway, so I was like, no. I'm on birth control, la-di-da-di-da. Then the next week at work, I was so exhausted and nauseous every day. And I'm like, oh my God.
Flashbacks to pregnancy.
It's like an earworm. Trina put that in my ear and I'm like, oh my God. Oh, holy full work. And I was like, my husband's going to kill me. He's going to leave me. So I went and bought a pregnancy test, but I was too scared to take it home. So I took it to daycare and I took the pregnancy test in the daycare bathroom.
Oh my Lord.
I wonder how many times that's happened to them there.
It was negative. And I was like, phew. But I had bought a 2 for it because if you go by pregnancy test, it's so much cheaper just to buy 2.
Right.
And so, but then I was like, what am I going to do with this other pregnancy test? So I hid it in my car and I'm like, oh my God, Jay's going to find it. So a couple days later, I told him and he completely freaked out when I was like, I bought a pregnancy test. But anyway, it was hilarious after the fact. It was not so funny during.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Thanks, Trina.
You're welcome.
I'm drinking about you. Putting that earworm in my ear.
Well, stop dreaming about me being pregnant and apparently throwing or eating pepperonis. I don't remember what that dream was about. You technically started all of that.
Whatever. All right, what are y'all drinking about?
I'm drinking about the fact that I found out at work today that starting August 1st, my insurance is going up $67 per pay period to make it $250 per pay period. Plus, I'll have to pay out of pocket per doctor visit instead of copay until I reach my $3,000 deductible a year. So it's I get no benefit out of my insurance.
I have insurance then.
And
that's the question.
I know. And I also got a letter from the insurance that they might take back the money that they paid on the MRI that I had last August from almost a year ago. So I'm going to have to call them about that. Yeah. So I don't really know.
Stupid insurance.
Wait, can insurance do that? Take back the money after they've technically covered the procedure?
IDK. I got it. It came in the mail June 18th. That procedure happened last August, and I just now got the letter. I don't really know how that works. They paid not a lot. I'm still paying $725 out of pocket. So I don't know.
My guess is that they probably are questioning whether or not it was a work thing. Because every time I have had PT, physical therapy, an x-ray, MRI, I get a letter from the insurance that's was this a work injury?
Oh,
is there a work practice suit?
No. The sentence they used was, your doctor didn't get your doctor got the records to us, but not in time. So we're denying this.
Oh no.
Yeah. So
that's on the doctor.
Yeah. So anyway, the upside is as soon as I get married, Will has a much better insurance plan that I can get on.
Well, that couldn't have happened at any better time then. So way to go, fiance.
That's right. So I will only have to pay a little bit more for not much longer. Hooray! So womp womp drink about it, but then hooray drink about it.
So you're getting married this weekend, right?
I mean, basically, that's how I'm feeling at this moment.
I always thought 4th of July under fireworks was a great wedding anniversary. Just throwing that out there.
I'm telling
we
you
can make it happen. I got a rooftop deck at work.
I mean, there you go. So
boom, wedding planned.
Boom, boom.
Well, cheers.
All right, Trina, you got a reason?
Mine is minimal in comparison to you guys, but I think a lot of people can relate to it. Have you just ever had the slowest day ever at work?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. This feels like It was definitely today, but there's been like, this has been like one of those weeks where it's like the slowest week ever. Every day kind of drags on, where it's like, I look at my clock at like 3 o'clock and I'm thinking it's like 6 o'clock and I'm almost ready to go home from work. And it's like 3 o'clock.
Dang.
It's the worst.
Yeah.
So pales in comparison to both of your drink about it reasons, but I feel very relatable.
Yeah.
Very
got you.
relatable. Today, especially, because we've all talked about that. It was just like a slow day. And that makes sometimes, even on a mediocre day or a normal day, that can make it like a bad day. Or not necessarily a bad day, but by the time you get home, you feel so exhausted that it kind of becomes a bad day. And that's how I kind of feel. We're like at Wednesday, and I know the podcast doesn't come out to Friday, but like that's how I feel right now, is that this has just been the slowest week. I feel like Friday is a week away, and it's 2 days away. That's
Really
how slow it's been.
Yeah. I got
yeah.
you.
Yeah, that's my drink about it. I can try to spin that in a positive, but I really don't know if there is one.
No.
Nah.
I got 2 more days to turn it around. How about that?
There you go.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, that's my drink about it for the week.
So I have another drink about it, guys.
What's that?
So Rory got like 10 new bows this week.
Oh my God, your bow obsession.
Yeah, the bow game is so ridiculous.
Wait. What's the bow game?
Oh, just look quick. So you go on Facebook and you join all these groups where you get little baby bows or big baby bows. And a lot of places that are really good, they don't just sell bows. They'll be like at 8 o'clock on a Friday night, we will post a picture and the first 125 people to comment get a bow. You need to pay for it and da-da-da-da-da. Easy, right? I posted right at 8 o'clock. I was number 450.
Oh my gosh.
No.
Like,
Oh my
it's,
gosh.
like, ruthless, guys. But then I like found some more sites anyway. So I have like 10 or 15 new bows coming this week. And they're humongous. They're like bigger than her head. And it's amazing and I love it.
I will say this. Your kid looks cute in every kind of bow possible, but those big, giant bows that are about the size of her head, she wears those so well.
Yeah.
She's like a little fashionista with those big bows.
y'all.
She is the cutest with the big bows. There are some babies that no. Small bows or even no bows.
Yeah.
Hats are the way to go. Your kid, those big gigantic bows, because she's got the hair for it. She has so much hair.
Yeah.
She wears it well.
But I put like on the headbands because her hair's not strong enough. But I tried to put one on Saturday and it was too heavy. But it was so cute.
Well, the bows are the best.
Anyway, hashtag bows before bros.
So champagne trivia.
Champagne trivia. Champagne trivia. All right, guys, you remember the question from last week? No, because you never do.
Do we ever? You beat me to it.
All right. What is the difference between champagne and regular wine?
Bubbles.
Yeah.
What creates the bubbles, guys?
Carbonation.
So the only difference is two
Magic.
ingredients.
Unicorn dust.
Unicorn poop.
Oh, good
Magical
answer.
unicorn poop.
It's yeast and sugar.
That's boring.
Oh.
I know. So when they ferment it the second time around, they add yeast and sugar, and that's what creates the bubbles to make champagne.
So there's yeast and sugar in champagne?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's interesting. Did not realize that.
Nope.
I mean, I obviously knew there's sugar in it,
Well, yeah.
but yeast and sugar.
Yeah.
And that makes the bubbles. That's just interesting.
So, new question.
Yeah.
What's the new question?
You know how on a champagne bottle there's a wire casing?
Yeah.
What is it called?
A cage.
Good one.
Not officially. No, that's not what it is.
Oh.
It's something French.
Corkat.
A corket.
God, when you were holding it, that's what it looked like.
Guys, it's got a champagne condom.
If it's French, then I'm going to say a champacage.
I think she's making words up right now.
come down.
Like, honestly, what I'm thinking right now is I'm like looking at it with like the twisted metal and like the weird little cap on top of it. Like, what's the French word for bondage? I feel like it's like metal bondage for a cork.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Anyway, what is it called? That is the champagne trivia question this week.
I'm curious. I can't wait to find that out next week when I clearly won't remember what the actual question was. But if you have a guess, you should definitely post online. Lindsay will post a lovely little picture of the cork with its bondage cap contraption.
It does kind of look like a person with bondage on. So.
It does. And I didn't think about it until she started asking about it. And now I'm like, wow, like the cork looks like a little bondage hat. Just saying. All right, guys, what we may or may not talk about next time on the Champagne Way podcast. Will there be any more surprise engagements? Will there be any more truffles? Will there be bondage cap talk?
Will there be Champagne Olympics finally?
Probably not.
Is Jess pregnant?
Is this a shotgun
pregnant?
wedding? Is somebody pregnant? Oh my God. And will Jess already be married? Who knows? Stay tuned for the next episode to find out. We'd like to thank Marshall Widener, our wonderful producer and engineer from The Second Sound.
Second Sound.
Please like, listen, and share our podcast and subscribe on iTunes, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, and Google Play. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Stay tuned, especially on Instagram, for all of our latest shenanigans.
We love you.
Look up at The Champagne Way. And if you would like to email us, you can find all of our email addresses at thechampagneway.com.
Thechampagneway.com.
And Lindsay's new album will be coming out sometime in 2019.
$1 million a copy.
Thanks for listening.
Goodbye.